I think what I maybe would have liked to have heard from Biden and maybe NATO more broadly is actually a commitment for all NATO states to meet that 2% GDP defence spending commitments, because not all nations do.
Yeah.
Of course, we've seen Germany increase their military spending massively, and they're going to meet that commitment for the first time. But I think if we're going to say don't step foot in a NATO territory, it would be good if all the territories spent enough on defence for their country.
But I think if you were to then bring that into the argument, that might show a lack of unity, and it might create that scenario where Vladimir Putin, as he pointed out, Joe Biden has pointed out, that what Vladimir Putin failed to acknowledge was that what his war would do would be to unite all NATO, all of us together, and he pointed out that this was not really the objective of Vladimir Putin, as he thought that this would weaken us. So I think talking about the 2% would have been something that might be divisive.
But I guess my point would be, what a strong message would it have been if NATO said we are all going to meet our commitments of military defence spending, and that was announced in that speech, so that it really put some punch behind that statement about don't step foot into NATO territory.
Well, I think that would distract. I mean, I hear you, but I think that would distract from the current situation we're in. The last thing we want to be doing is haggling about money at this point. Really, as Scarlett said, it's about defending and protecting and not allowing mass slaughter on that scale, and also warning Vladimir Putin of the limits where they are, but not specifically drawing any red lines, because you know that if we don't stick to that, then we start to look somewhat weak.